Welcome! My name is Debbie and this is Pouring My Art Out for the Lord, and I'm going to be making a really unique project from the beautiful mushroom kit from the Junk Journal Studio. So this is a design team project for the Junk Journal Studio, and I've just printed out a couple of pages from the kit. There's lots and lots of pages with just unique, really different pages with lots of mushrooms and stuff. I picked kind of three sort of neutral type papers to use, and then I just printed out a couple of pages with some ephemera. I really love the colors in this kit. They're just the kind of the green and the coral, pinky orange, orangey coral, I'm not sure how you would say that. But there's just fabulous images, cards and stamps and labels and all kinds of stuff. And there's also freebies that go along with, there's two kits. There's a papers kit, an ephemera kit, and then there's two freebie packs. One pack is 6 pages, 6 more pages of mushroom prints, and then one is 5 pages of mushroom labels. So I'll show you how to get those at the end of the video, and I'm probably going to use some of those in my project today. And then I've also printed out, I'm not sure how many pages I actually printed out, 2 or 3, and got a whole bunch of just different random labels, pieces of just background paper and all kinds of blank labels and written on labels, and so I'll probably use some of those. So what we're going to make, I'm going to put these aside for now, is a I haven't given it a name yet, but it's going to be a triple tag, triple folded tag. I kind of got this idea from Scrapbooking with Me, Edith, and she had done something similar. I'm going to construct it a little differently, but she kind of inspired me with her idea. So I'll find her video and link that down below as well. But I'm going to make this with junk mail envelopes. So what I'm going to do is just kind of put 3 envelopes together like this, and then they'll fold up. I could do, actually, I might do this way and then this way. Actually this way. Not that it looks like anything yet, but so there'll be a smallish tag there, a medium tag here, and a large tag at the back. So that's my intention. We'll see how it goes. The thing I'm going to do is cover one of these envelopes is slightly larger, and I'm going to use that one for the back, and then I'll use these 2 for the sides. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to use this one for the back. So I'm going to cover these 2 envelopes. And the way I'm going to do that is just kind of to wrap this around here, and then I'm going to do some cutting. So just going to put some glue stick on here on the front of one of the envelopes. Going to put a little bit of wet glue around the edges that I often do when I'm working with glue stick. Okay, and then I'm going to line this up. Does it matter which way is which? I think this one of them will matter. I'll have to make sure I do one way and one the other way. So there is, oh, I did that wrong. I did that wrong. I want to do it this way. I want to do it this way. Sorry about that, guys. So I'll line it up on the side with the flap folded in. There we go. And then I want to fold this over and glue the other side. And I want to have the paper come up here, but I don't want it to be glued closed. So I'm just gonna give a little bit of liquid glue again on the edges, especially the corners. And then wrap this around. Line it up on this side. Your flap is sticking out. And there's one. You could just cut two pieces and put one at the front and one at the back, but I thought it would be kind of cool just to wrap it this way. And then I'm just going to trim this off. So I'm going to tuck this side in and trim this off, but just be careful not to get your fold of your envelope. Okay, so there is one. And there's our flap. Okay, so this one will go on the right side because it's right side up that way. So this one I need the paper to go the other direction. So this one I want right side up on the left, and this one I want right side up on the right. Other way around. Right, left. Okay. I think I got that figured out in my head. So, just going to start with this side this time, doesn't really matter. I'm actually kind of making this up as I go, so it may appear that way, and the appearances in this case are correct. You know, you have an idea. I didn't want to, I probably didn't need to glue that far down. I probably didn't need to I decided I didn't want to make one and then have it all figured out and then show you how to make one. Sometimes I do that, and sometimes I just like to create on the fly and see what we come up with, and this is one of those times. So then I'm going to fold this flap back and put glue on the other side. So basically we're just putting paper on both sides of two of the envelopes, and we're leaving the flap exposed, and one will eventually flap open on the left and one will flap open on the right. So we're just making sure if we have writing or directional print that we have one going either way. Okay. And then I'm going to trim this one off. Again, be careful not to get your envelope flap. And if you happen to get it, you can always fix it. I think I was okay. All right. So there we have one on the left and one on the right. Just like that. so then I want to trim the one that I'm going to put on the right hand side. I want to trim this to, my tallest envelope is 9 inches and I want this 1.5 inches shorter. So that is 7.5 inches. So I want this to be 7.5 inches. I'm going to cut off that piece. And then this one I want to be 1.5 inches shorter than that. So this one will be 6 inches. Okay. Then I'll bring back my larger envelope. And by larger, it's just like maybe not even 1/4 of an inch wider, but it just came like that, and I think that works out well for my project here. So then what I'm going to do is wrap one around this way and the other one around this way, like that. So it's already kind of taking a little bit of shape. So what I want to do first is, I think I'm going to glue to just decorate this front here. And I'm just going to use this paper. So it's not quite long enough, but I could probably put a pocket or something at the bottom. So I'm just going to use the whole thing anyways. I said this is unique, and I said I'm making it up as I go, and I was inspired by scrapbooking with me, but I'm sure, you know, it's not something totally revolutionary. I'm sure that people have done this or variations of this over the years. I'm just explaining from my point of view that I was inspired, but I'm kind of making up the rest of it as I go here. So I just want to line that up right at the edge there. And this one I can just trim off here. I don't need to wrap this one around. So then this will be like that, bottom, and this will be like this, the bottom. Now I probably just want to get everything inked, so I'm just going to pause the video for a minute and ink. I'll be right back. So I got everything inked. Now I'm going to take my oval punch here, and where we have the envelope opening here, I'm going to punch a hole in the center of, just a notch in the center of this side. So this one is 6 inches, so I'm just measuring it just so I get it pretty centered here. So there's one notch. And I think I might, you know how you sometimes do that trick where you glue the notch back on? I could just ink the white there, but if you don't know, you're about to know. So you just glue this back on, and then you don't even know that there is a hole there, but then this still comes apart because this is glued in the bottom. And then I will ink this part so that it actually is a little more obvious that there is a hole there. And then I probably do want to ink just a little bit into the the pocket here because you will see some of that. Where I can kind of get in. All right, so there's one. And then the other one, I'll put a notch on this side. So this one is 7.5, so I'm going to do it at 3 3/4. And again, I'm going to glue this notch on here. And then ink my pocket. I guess you don't have to ink it, then it really will look like a little secret place, which is kind of fun. Okay. And then I think the next thing I want to do is make my tag notches. So I have one of these cards that I've done some different tag shapes on the top. So I'm just going to line up this one here and see what, this is one of the most shallow ones. I'll see what this one looks like. Yep, I like that. Okay, and then this one will be, I want to make sure I get it at the top. And I guess I'm just going to go right through the flap there. So I just folded the flap back, made the notch, so that'll look like that. I'll probably cut that off straight. In fact, I think I will do that. Okay, so there's that one. So that will go like that. And then this one, make sure I get my right side up here. That and here. Okay, so all my notches are done. And then I think what I'm going to do is glue I've got a little bit to glue on this side where it's sealed, where I just cut my notch. And then I've got this side as well that I'm going to glue. And the rest I'll leave open as a pocket. But I also want to glue the bottom here. Okay, and then this one, same thing. Just put some glue onto this part. Glue on this part, the slant there, and the bottom. This one, I think I'm just going to glue this one down, this flap on the big one, the big side, and then I will need to glue this little flap down here. And this little flap here. Probably would have been easier if I did that before I sealed the envelope. Okay. I'm just gonna ink where I cut those. This one I will cut straight as well. I'm going to glue these envelopes onto the main base here. So I want the larger one on the left side. The right side. Why am I doing that today? I think I'm turning around in my mind like the camera sometimes goes the opposite way. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm going to do this right at the bottom here. Do I want it right at the bottom? I think I'm actually going to go up to where the paper comes. I was going to make it a little longer, but I think I'm just going to do it that way. Because then I can cover the back with just one piece of paper. Okay, so there's that. There's a little bit of white showing there just because of the fold, so we can ink that. And then this side is going to be glued on the left. So I'm going to line that one along the bottom of where the paper is. Right flush against the edge. And there's that one. So there's always going to be a little bit of, probably should have inked that before I started gluing, but there's always going to be a little bit of ink there because of the fold just needs to have a little bit of breathing room. So I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to glue this shut. Okay, and then I just want to cover the back. So I'm going to take my glue stick again. And then I'll just trim off the excess from there. Just have to be a little bit careful not to, if you go slow you can tell if you've got some extra paper in there. You can just tell by the feel of the cutting. And a tiny bit up here. And I will ink the back. And there is our little tag book. And it's got a pocket here. It's got a pocket here on this side, and all of this space to do whatever we want. So I actually was planning to do the whole thing in this one video, but I think I'm going to break it into a couple of videos. So next week I'm going to I may even have 3 videos because I'll probably make some embellishments. I'm not sure. And then I'll decorate it. So it may be 1 or 2 other parts to decorate it. But if you just wanted to get the base made, or just get that idea and decorate it yourself, you're welcome to do that. If not, then come back in a couple of days and I will have some ideas on how I decorate it. And then all those bits and pieces that I showed you before, and we will decorate this beautiful mushroom journal. So check back in a few days and see where we go from here. Thanks for watching. Blessings.